Hello and welcome back to High School History's expected question series for your board exams on 2020 for the subject of history. Today's topic is theme 11, Rebels and the Raj. This is on the revolt of 1857. Before we move ahead, as always, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends who are also appearing for the exams and can gain some valuable help out of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video on relevant topics. You may also join the Facebook group, which has been linked in the description box below, if you want to take any discussions further. And if you have any specific questions on this topic, you may put your question in the comments below and I will try to answer them as quickly as possible. As always, please take note that this video does not cover everything. It is only estimates based on previous year's questions. So don't limit yourself to just these. If you're a high scorer, study your material very, very thoroughly. So let's start. On page 289, you have a quick discussion on the common patterns of the outbreak of the revolt of 1857 in different centers. So there is a series of events which we see taking place in all of the centers of the rebellion as the revolt breaks out in 1857. So you can get a question for 1 or 3 marker on this topic. Page 290 to 291 contains data on lines of communication between rebels, how it proves that there must have been some kind of planning, and the way that the people communicated. So there are questions of the panchayat, the lotus and the chapatis. So these are questions that may be asked for 1 or 3 marks. Page 292 gives you leaders of the revolt as well as the centers. So you may get 1 mark or 3 mark questions, most likely 1 marker or a map question from this section where you need to know which leader led the revolt from which center. Page 294 is about rumors and prophecies. What were some of these rumors and prophecies? For example, the greased cartridges rumor and the prophecy that the dynasty changes every 100 years. So the Battle of Plassey had taken place in 1757, so it was time now for a next change in the political rulership. So these again could be for 1 or 3 marks. Page 295 asks, why did people believe in rumors? This section also is where we start to look at the causes of the revolt of 1857, largely social and religious reasons of the revolt. This again could be for 1 or 3 marks. Page 296, you have a discussion of the subsidiary alliance, which is actually very, very important. So you must know all the clauses of the subsidiary alliance. And this is also the page from where we can start the discussion on the political causes of 1857. They're taking Awadh as the case study. And of course, there are some other territories also mentioned here. For example, Satara, Jhansi, Kanpur, and so on. Then pages 297 to 300 are very important in this chapter. Here you may find the economic causes of the revolt of 1857, which would include collapse of the rural economy, urban artisans, large-scale unemployment because the Awadh army was disbanded. This also talks about sepoy grievances and how that led to the revolt of 1857. You also need to understand the summary settlement, which led on later to the Mahalwari system of land revenue and how the summary settlement actually affected the talukdars and the peasants. There is a very important question given in the text itself. Why was a revolt particularly widespread in Awadh? So you've got all the matter in these 3 pages. So you could get questions of 1, 3, and this last question could be for 8 marks. Pages 301 to 304 are also important, where you are asked the question, what were the measures taken to ensure unity among the rebels? There was a lot of Hindu-Muslim unity seen during the revolt of 1857. So you need to understand what was done. Were there efforts to bring about a division between the two? And what were the efforts made by the Indians to keep this unity intact? In this case, the Azamgarh proclamation is of particular importance. So you must actually read and understand the Azamgarh proclamation, even though you don't have to memorize it. This section could get questions for 1 or 3 marks. Pages 307 to 313 is really the heart of the chapter, where we are talking about visual representations, what they tell us about 1857, and how do historians analyze this, and also the different perspectives and purposes, both from the Indian as well as the British. In fact, this section you also need to identify the paintings and the painters, because they may come as picture analysis questions for 1 mark. So you've got the relief of Lucknow, you've got in memoriam, you've got some of these Punch cartoons, Miss Wheeler's painting, the British Lion's Vengeance, scenes of repression of the revolt. So you need to know all of these paintings pretty well, because they could also come for picture analysis. So I hope this video has been useful for you. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, don't forget to put them down in the comment section below. I have used Slides Mania to create this presentation. You may also use them for free to create presentations on either Google Slides or Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. Until I meet you next time, I hope you're studying hard, and all the best.